Well, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Jake here with you. Just doing a kind of a quick update on this Into Darkness Enterprise. Just kind of going through here and show you that I've gotten all the all the decals done on the top of the saucer. Got the Aztecing done on the top. Got it all coated over, so it all looks, you know, it's all done. All the decals are done up on top. What I did is once I got the Aztecing put on, I went through and put a gloss coat on it to protect it, the Aztecing, because I found out the oils from your skin will wear the paint off eventually. So what I did is, you know, I went through and put the gloss coat on, and then and also too, it helps for the decals to stick a little bit better on a smoother surface. And then once I got all the decals put on, I went back through and put another gloss coat on. So what that does is that hides the edges where the decals are, and it prevents that silvering. So it gives it that good painted look, and I'll show you right there. I'll turn the model. See, it gives it that good painted look. So very pleased with that. So once we get done with that, once we get done with the rest of the ship, I'll go back through and put a dull coat or a matte coat on there to where it's not so shiny. But also got the bottom of the saucer Aztec, and got that gloss coated, and then I put all the decals on. I've still got a few decals to put on for these hatches right here around there. There's 6 of them still got to put on. Still got to do a little bit of touch-up paint right here for the escape pods underneath on both sides of the neck. But for the most part, and well, there's a few painted areas here that needs to be, I still got to paint a few little areas here, but that won't take but a few seconds to do. So a lot of you are asking, I know on the Facebook, my Facebook, when I post these pictures on Facebook, a lot of you are asking, some of you are asking how I got this this line so nice and neat. Well, what I did is when I went to my local paint supply store, when I got my acrylic urethane based paint, which when you're using the polytranspar lacquer based paints, it's better to use an acrylic urethane because it works so much better with this this lacquer based paint. It helps it stick better. So what you do on that is, to get this to stick very well, is you use an adhesion you clean your plastic pieces off first, then you go through and use an adhesion promoter anywhere that there's going to be paint. What that adhesion promoter does is it allows the paint to stick. It causes the paint to stick to the plastic a little bit better. Then you put your primer, then your base coat. And so what I did here is I went through, when I got that acrylic urethane, is I picked up this vinyl masking here. I think it's 1/8 inch scale, or 1/8 inch masking, vinyl masking. But what it does is it contours very well to curves. You can curve it. And then once I put that on, I put the outside edges to protect this. I put this masking tape here, and believe it or not, this stuff may be a little expensive, but it works very, very well. I learned this trick from a fellow modeler named Boyd Crompton off of Trekworks, and a lot of you may have seen him use this. I know particularly he did a video segment on the Enterprise D when he painted the phaser banks. So that's where I picked this trick up from, and it works surprisingly very, very, very well. So but also one thing I was going to tell you too is if you're using the Aztec dummy maskings, they're still a very good set, but according to where this gray line is, if you're looking at where that break is, it looks like it's right here, but it's not. It's right here, and that's the way it is in the instruction sheet. It's if you're going from this edge, it's the 5th box up. If you're going from here, it's the 4th row up. But I'll show you. I'll take you over to get the instructions. Right here is that gray area. But I noticed that in this area here, all of the maskings weren't going to fit, because here's that inner ring right there before, and I'll show you. Here's that inner ring that's showing right here. So let me move this back to where you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so here's that inner ring right here, right there before the BC deck, or the sensor dome. So here's that ring right here. Well, here's the 1st row, 2nd row, and then it shows right here to have kind of a void. Well, it, for some reason or another, it's not lining up the way it is. So you're gonna have to kind of, what I did is I did my own. I took this piece, the positive and the negative piece in it, and I laid it, once I got everything else done, I laid it in this gray area right here, and it actually worked out very well. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can't pan across to where it shows, but yeah, there you go. Right there, you can see here and here how it looks, and it actually looks pretty good. But like I said, I'm not saying anything against the Aztec dummy masking. They're very good paint masking, but for some reason or another, it's just not wanting to line up properly. Everything else did. There's still some pieces that you're not going to use, but I decided to leave this area blank, and then I started looking. I was like, oh, man, I probably ought to put something there. So like I said, I went back and used these 2 pieces here to put in that ring, and it turned out much better than what I anticipated. So, but she's coming along pretty good. You know, probably this evening or so, I'm going to start laying the masking off for the neck and the secondary hull and the pylons and so on and so forth. So she's coming along. Probably by the end of the week or so, I'll have her all finished up, and then we'll do a big reveal on her. Still got to put the sensor bands on that. So, but moving on now, I finally got my masking for my Aztec masking for the. Let me grab it here. Finally got my Aztec masking for my Excelsior, or the USS Hounsfield. So just wait. I just gotta. I'm gonna start laying those down. I still got to do some sanding, and I got to do some touch-up paint here. But other than that, she's about ready to go for the masking, and she'll be ready to send off, and I'll do a reveal on her. So it's coming along, and I'm going to be working on her probably a little bit this evening as well. I got to sand off the bottom of the saucer here where I went back and reapplied some putty. So but other than that, she's going along pretty good. So until then, folks, the next day or two I'll have another update, and we'll go from there. So you can catch me on my Facebook, my Facebook page, Jake Demko, or you can catch me on Starship Modeler or Starship Model and Lighting. That's where I post a lot of these pictures at for this ship, and we'll go from there. So we'll see you around the community. Have a good one.